Well, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Money Date. My name is Anna, and I'm coming at you at a different time from a different place. Usually we have our Money Dates on Wednesdays, but guess what? Today is Thursday, and I'm coming at you from a beautiful, beautiful place. So I'm going to show you around a little bit, and then we're going to get into, it's kind of windy, talking about whether you are ready with your finances to hit the holiday season. I am in a wonderful, wonderful place, a place that makes me really happy. Yuri and I got to a beautiful island of Maui this morning, and we're hanging out here for the rest of the week. And so I'll show you amazing views that I get to enjoy. But I want you to get really focused. Hi, Amy. Good to have you here. Oh my gosh, my tripod is kind of wobbly, and all it is because it's windy, and it's beautiful, 85 degrees. Good to have you here. As you're hopping on, let me know you're here. Awesome to have you. Share out the stream if you find it helpful. Hi, Amy. All right, good to have you here. As we hopping on, you know the three things that we always talk on a Money Date. These are the three things why Money Date exists all together. Yes, there's a topic we're going to discuss today, how you can actually be ready to hit the holiday season. But one of the things that we have to have focus. If there's no focus, you're most likely not going to have any kind of accomplishments around it. So the focus I want to have is how much income has been made in the last week, what did we spend on our expenses, and how are we tracking with our savings goals. If that does not exist in your world, if you are clueless, if you have no idea, I challenge you to start thinking about your finances in a whole different world. These are the basic things. These are the simplest things you can put in place to make sure that your financial foundation is in place. So let me show you around. If you haven't done this yet, and I love to track these kind of data points week to week. If you haven't done this yet, I challenge you to come back a week later and see me next Wednesday and feel good about yourself, whether you know how much you're spending in various expenditures, what your income is going to look like, and whether you're hitting your savings goals. All right? Don't feel too bad about yourself if you're not here today and this is the first time you're joining, but if you've been here for a while, you gotta know what's up with the Money Date. All right, so if you'd love to see my view, I am ready to show it to you. It's amazing. It's kind of windy though for Maui, but here we are. So stay tuned. It may be windy and kind of loud. So here's the beautiful ocean. Oh my gosh, you will not believe. So we are on our 9th floor of this beautiful hotel. This is Grand Wailea, Waldorf Astoria. So look at this view. I could not believe it. So this is like the right hand side of the hotel. Hi Don, good to have you here. So this is our little balcony here. You can see, right? It's a little scary to look down, but I'm gonna try to do that. So this beautiful hotel looks like a W, and so each of the side of the wings. So we're on the left hand side. Actually, it turned out to be a good view. You would not believe how warm this water is. So Yuri and I went for swimming this afternoon. It was amazing. I could not tell you. It was actually much warmer to be inside in the water as opposed to outside. So yeah. Hopefully the sounds are, is what you can hear. There's waterfall down there, as you can see. Oh my gosh, look at these colors. Amazing, right? So we get to enjoy this for the next couple of days. Recharge. Actually, Yuri and I we just got back to our room. We're sitting down there by the pool area, and it looks like there's a huge, hi Jason! Good to have you here. I'm gonna head back here. It looks like there's a big wedding that's taking place. Do you know, actually, this is an interesting that this property has a church. So I don't know if you've ever seen a hotel that has a church on premise. So somebody's gonna get married tonight and have a wonderful reception. Unfortunately, we're not invited, so you and I have to find another party. But that's not an issue, because Maui is a wonderful place, and I love spending time here. I want to talk to you about tonight. Today's November 1st, just heading into the holiday season, and what I see on January 1, or when everybody gets over, the whole holiday rush, is a whole lot of different issues that people face. So I want to talk to you about today, how can you get holiday ready, and what are some of the things that you have to do. So watch out for my tripod being a little bit wobbly. I'm going to try to hold it. So here are a couple of things that I want you to think about as we heading into the holidays. It's a happy time of the year, but it's also overwhelming for a lot of people. It is overwhelming because there's a lot of things going on, and what gets to suffer the most, or at least what I hear from my clients, are our finances. So I have 3 things to share with you today about what can you do better to come out January 1 feeling like you had this holiday season in control. Okay, so number 1, I want you to think about outlining your goals. So here are some things to think about. Are you going to be entertaining during the holiday season? And before I get into the sub-bullets of my outlining your goals, there's 22 days left until Thanksgiving. One of my favorite holidays, by the way. I get to cook a lot of food and entertain a lot of people. And 54 days left until Christmas. So as you outlining your goals, are you going to be entertaining? Are you going to be inviting people over to your house so that you have to prepare foods and drinks and prepare to be a host? Are you going to be buying gifts? Or are you going to be one of those people who actually does not believe in buying gifts, but more on experiences, right? And spending time with your loved ones. So I want you to make a list of what you're actually going to do, right? So I had an advantage actually this morning as we were flying from San Francisco to Maui. It's a 5-hour flight, and I had no internet connection. At first it was frustrating because I was planning to get a lot of work done, but as I settled in, I had no choice but accept the fact that I had no internet connection. I actually settled in and started to think about, all right, so there's 2 more months left in this year, right? 2018 is almost over. And what is it that I can do to start 2019 feeling really good about my finances? And so looking into what the holiday season is gonna bring was one of the ideas I had. So outlining your goals as how you're thinking to approach this holiday season. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no right or wrong way of what you're going to do. Just give yourself this time to figure out exactly what you're thinking. Are you the type of person like me who likes to entertain? I love to cook. I am extremely busy and don't have a lot of time to do this on day-to-day basis, but I love to invite people. Hi Kyle, good to have you here. I love to invite people to come over our house on Thanksgiving. So Yuri knows, he does not even argue with me the fact that I am going to be preparing a huge meal for all of our friends. And so it's just a given, right? So something like that is already budgeted into our overall spending plan for November, because it's Thanksgiving month. We knew about that for entire year. It sort of, goes on every year. All right. So once you have your goals outlined, think about what kind of boundaries you're going to set for yourself. It's kind of hard, right, to always sort of operate, especially when it comes down to your finances, having targets, having, boundaries, having set rules around what you're going to do. But if you don't do that for yourself, who else is going to do it for you? So think about that. So here's a couple of things. in terms of setting your boundaries. It's not gonna be like, all right, oh my gosh, this is holiday season, I can't spend $1, I can't entertain, I can't do these things. So here are a couple of questions to ask yourself, right? So what is your spending budget for entertaining if you're like me and you like to have over company for holidays? How much are you going to be indulging into attending various parties, drinking, eating, right? Because it's not just your wallet that gets to suffer, right? Remember that. It is our body that gets to, right, experience all of these pleasures, but when you come out on the other side feeling shitty about yourself, how good is that? So what are you going to be indulging on? What are your boundaries? When are you going to say no, right? We're not going to be attending this party. And what are you going to do, right, to make more money, right? At the end of the day, so this morning, it was actually awesome. We had a 5 o'clock drive to the airport because we had an early flight from San Francisco. And our Uber driver, it's amazing when you get to talk to various people. This guy has I guess a night shift, if you will. So he wakes up at 1:30 every morning to go drive Uber from 2:30 until 12:30. The reason being is because there's traffic in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's horrendous. So think about waking up at 1:30 in the morning to go work. So, and I asked him a question. I'm like, well, this is not the only job you have. And so he says, no, this is my side hustle. So I actually got wondering, when does this man sleep? But besides the point is, how are you gonna make extra money to afford for your family all these extra activities that you're planning to do for holidays? I mean, holidays don't have to be stressful by any means. It's a happy time. It's a wonderful time of the year. But if you make it right, if you plan ahead, that's where I'm asking you a question today, whether you are ready, right, for the holidays. And so let this 2018 be a different year and how you approach the whole holiday season. And so my point number 3 today is that, can you get your whole family, right, on board? And this is the hardest point I found for a lot of my clients, right, and friends too, right? Like, Yuri and I are pretty much aligned on a lot of things that we do in terms of our businesses, right? We each own our business in terms of our goals, our aspirations, and things that we're working towards. And so if there's something crazy that comes up to mind one day and I say, look, this is what I'm trying to work towards, the other person isn't like, oh my gosh, this is not something that I want to be part of. So have conversations, right, with your family about, all right, Money Date, my friends, came about because I personally was struggling with making sure that my finances were on track. And so I wanted to figure out, all right, hi Susan, good to have you here. So I wanted to figure out what was the good way, right, for Yuri and I to be on the same page. How can we make sure that from week to week, right, so that we don't have to wait until the end of the month when we sit down to talk about all of our global finances, the things we're taking care of. So the same thing applies here. How do you get your family on board with what you're trying to accomplish? And because holidays are all around family and what we're trying to do, right? I think it's the easiest way to start a conversation. And it always comes down to, what is it that you want? What kind of goals does your significant other have? Whether it's buying more gifts for the holidays, whether entertaining more family members, or going out or traveling, right? It really doesn't matter as long as you are focused on what it is that you want to do. So I challenge you to think about these 3 points, right? So think about your goals. Make sure you have boundaries, because you don't want January 1 to be the day that hits you hard on the head and say, oh my gosh, now I have to deal with this after holiday mess. So as you guys are heading into the holidays, actually yesterday trick or treat was fun. We had a full house of kids coming by to get candy, so that was fun. I hope that was kind of a lunch date, right? Lunch holiday for you to sort of segue into a major holiday season and think about what can you do differently. I always wonder every year, right? As much as I love to entertain, do I actually have to do this? Hi, Christy. Good to have you here. Awesome to have you here. Thanks for joining me. For those of you who are hopping on, one of the things I want you to think about, and leave me a comment in the chat. That way I know you. Hi, Brian. Good to have you here. That way I know you are watching. Tell me what has been awesome for you this week. I equate that to a money win. Positive gratitude moments is something that we all have to rely on. It's something that we have to give ourselves time to pause, reflect, look around, and have an opportunity to appreciate the things we already have. So obviously the most the most exciting and positive money win for the week is that I get to spend the next couple of days in this beautiful place, as I call paradise, this beautiful island of Hawaii called Maui. So I can't complain about anything else. As much as it was difficult and pressure wise and busy with work this week earlier, none of it really matters. So drop me a note. Hi, Adriana, good to have you here. Drop me a note in the comments. Let me know what you think is one thing that you appreciate the most about your week. And I want you to think about holidays is something that you don't dread. It's something that you actually excited to head into, and you know that your personal financial situation is on track. And if you need any assistance, if you have any questions about how to handle budgets around holidays, what am I doing in terms of planning for, big Thanksgiving meal, inviting family and friends, how am I handling Christmas, or if you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, let me know. I'm always excited to share some tips and ideas of what I do, but I'm also just as equally excited to learn about what you guys are doing. I appreciate you watching. This is Maui and Money Date. I'm actually excited to be able to show you my amazing view. So before I close, I don't have a quote for tonight, but let me show you my view, and thanks so much for watching, you guys. I am excited to have you here. So there we go. So this is beautiful Grand Wailea, Waldorf Astoria. So look at this. Oh my gosh, I am actually a bit intimidated to look down, but I think I can do that through the phone. So yeah, we are on the 9th floor, and look at this view. Oh my gosh, I love it. The beach and the water. It is so warm. I cannot describe how warm it is. And you're hearing this from a person who does not, hi Jamie, who does not care for swimming in the ocean too much or pool. I actually really much enjoyed going in. So thanks so much for hopping on. I want you to have the best holiday season yet, and not to stress out about your finances. See you next week. Bye for now.